Now they've been bought for old clothes, and their husbands who did the selling try to tell Claudio how it happened.
We thought we could give them a few more years of peace alone in the jungle. But the prospectors got here first. And this is the pattern of the future. They will lust for the products of civilization and hate them at the same time. As I watch him, I watch my own responsibility. I lured them from isolation because our help is their only chance. But that chance leads through this and all the conflicts of civilization. I only have to stand back to see in his face all the others that have died. Indians have no resistance to our diseases. And though we succeeded in wiping out TB in this tribe, how can we speak of success when it demands this price? Only a few die, but death wounds the minds of the survivors, and their despair passes from generation to generation. Their legends rise from this land. Their spirits live under this river. So to move them away from the prospectors is to risk their beliefs and the society built upon those beliefs.
To leave them means bullets, syphilis and extinction within 5 years. So Claudio is moving the tribe down the chain deeper into the jungle to his Indian reserve. There they will merge gradually into our modern life through a period of inevitable shock and unhappiness. Alternatives do not exist. Within 30 years, factories will stand on this river.
I've launched a dozen tribes on this journey. Soon the unknown Krianakori will have to follow. But it can never banish the memory of 25 years ago, when Orlando and I first came to the jungle, and the Indian appeared to us like a spirit from the forest. In the Indian, it was the forest that danced, and the wilderness that seemed free. As if they were the owners of paradise, they welcomed us to man's oasis in the jungle. Music rises from the secret places of a people's soul. The dances were the cathedral and throne room of Indian life. The dances joined each man in harmony with his universe. They expressed his joy in the forests and rivers. They were his links with the spirits and the dead. Indian life, we realized, was not barbaric, but in its setting, very civilized. A cultured harmony between man and his environment. The dancing stopped when flu, brought by our expedition, swept through the villages. We radioed for medicine to the government department that had sent us. How can we look after Indians, was their reply, when there's not enough medicine for the slums of Rio? And thus we learnt, as young men, that though some Indians may be murdered, most die from neglect. So we bought medicine from our salaries and organized our men into medical teams. But at the end there were 9 graves, including the chief, And Indians also believe that most disease comes from magic. The witch doctor was accused of causing the epidemic, and completely passive in his fatalism, he lay for several days in his hammock. He just waited until they came for him in a night of full moon. They clubbed him to death in the village square, close to the eagle's cage. Then they burnt the chief's house, and those most bitter flames of our life taught us how dangerous were the effects of civilization, and that if we were civilized, our duty was to stay and help.
20 years later, that help has rescued the tribe from the prospectors. They arrive deep in the jungle at the Xingu Reserve. It's the brothers' policy that isolated tribes are taught to live with other Indians before they live with civilization. One day, the unknown Krianakrori tribe will arrive like this. In 1961, the tribes in the reserve massacred half the arriving tribe. Some years before, the arriving tribe had stolen a girl from the reserve Indians who now want her back. She's crying, but she's assured by the brothers that she won't be forced to leave the husband who captured her. It's the first of an endless series of problems, and the new tribe are right to feel apprehensive. Almost anywhere else, their chances would be extinction rather than survival. In the whole of Brazil, the Xingu Reserve is the only place where a large group of tribes is not dying, but is actually on the increase. Teams of doctors move from village to village. There's a plane for emergencies, also a hospital. Indians run the reserve and its machines, but nothing is forced on them. They're only taught what they want and when they ask for it.
Fábio brincava na calçada e logo se...
They ask for our tools and techniques, but the old culture remains the unchallenged core of their society. What the brothers offer is a period of adjustment before the full shock of the modern world. And so, invading prospectors are thrown out.
Mas eles estão ainda em estado de briga. E a sorte dos senhores também foi entrar à direita aqui no Rio Culuene, porque se o senhor continua em linha reta, ia cair na mão dos Juruna. Também não iam perdoar. Se escapar...
But for the Indian, there is no punishment, no police, and no law beyond persuasion.
Esse colar é muito feio. Olha a cara do colar.
Que vai lá buscar doença para vir morrer criança aqui. Vai lá buscar doença e depois começa a morrer criança, que agora não tem criança a morrer.
He's heard unknown Indians in the jungle. They're offering to capture them, but Claudio says he must do it. It's the start and foundation of his whole policy.
Correlação cachimbo! Correlação cachimbo! Estamos na escuta!
The news is that unknown Indians have attacked the jungle base of Kashimbu, and the Air Force is flying in reinforcements. The crisis began when an approaching plane wireless that the Kashimbu runway was blocked. The base's operator rushed out, saw an Indian, and fired a shot. In the scrub, 60 of the unknown Krianakrori tribe dropped their bows and fled. Later, a plane rushing in reinforcements crashed, killing 20 men. More lives to add to the English explorer whose body some years before was recovered from a Krianakrori ambush. Unknown but always in the headlines, the government decides that peace must be made with the Krianakrori.
To find the only tribe that knows the Krianakrori, I travel deeper into the jungle, across the reserve. Cage a bird and it will die. Cage an Indian and he loses the will for life. That's why we fought for the reserve. The Indian is born to hunt these animals, to move as freely as they do. This is the rhythm of his existence, and it must be preserved till he adapts to the faster rhythm of our modern life. Indians love a party, an arrival, any sort of excitement. These are the age-old enemies of the Cree Crore. They're also the only people on Earth who know anything about them.